I gave my mom $10 million to keep safe. The next morning, she and my sister vanished. With my entire family and fortune gone, I should have broken down. But instead, I laughed. Because I knew something they didn't. Stick around, because this isn't just a story about betrayal. It's about poetic justice. If you've ever been stabbed in the back by family, what I did next will make your jaw drop. Hit that like button and subscribe. This is Sweet Revenge. My name is Jason Cole. 2 years ago, I sold my AI startup for $20 million cash. The payout hit my account, and the first people I called were my family, my mom Sandra, and my younger sister Emily. We didn't come from money. Single mom, small town. Grew up watching my mom sacrifice everything so we could get by. Emily was the golden child, always loud, always charming. I was the quiet tech nerd, headphones in, always building stuff. So when I hit it big, giving back felt like a no-brainer. I offered to wire my mom $10 million straight up, but she refused, said it would ruin her. She didn't want the responsibility, she claimed. Instead, she asked to store the cash in her home safe for me temporarily, just until you buy that lake house, she said. It sounded weird, but I trusted her. Biggest mistake of my life. I flew down to her place in Arizona with the money, broken into neat bands of 100s, sealed in briefcases. We joked about how it felt like a movie scene. She even offered to cook my favorite childhood meal, lasagna with too much cheese. That night felt like old times, until the next morning. I woke up to an empty house. No note, no sign of my mom, no Emily, no breakfast. I called. No answer. I texted. No response. I checked the safe. Empty. My heart dropped to the pit of my stomach. That's when it hit me. I'd been played. But not just by anyone. By the two people I trusted most. My mom and sister had disappeared with $10 million. I sat in that kitchen, staring at the coffee she brewed for me 12 hours earlier, and something inside me snapped. Not in rage, but in calculation. They thought I'd handed them a fortune. What they didn't know is I had anticipated this exact betrayal. You see, the cash I gave them, it wasn't real. It looked perfect. But each bill was a counterfeit, so good you'd need forensic tools to tell. I'd had them made for an art project years ago, stored them in my home vault just in case. And now, they were bait. They thought they had my life savings. They had nothing. The next move was mine. I contacted a private investigator I'd met during the startup acquisition. He owed me a favor. I gave him 2 names, 2 photos, and 1 chilling message. Find them, but don't stop them. I want to watch. 3 days later, they popped up in Cancun, posing with cocktails and Gucci bags. The captions on Emily's Instagram read, "Manifesting abundance, #blessed life." Yeah, blessed with monopoly money. What would you do if your family betrayed you for millions? Let me know in the comments. And if you think this story's wild now, wait until you see how I turned their paradise into a nightmare. They thought they had stolen $10 million in cold, hard cash. What they actually took? High-grade counterfeits. Now, it was time to watch them burn through illusions, while I prepared something unforgettable. Grab your drink, we're only getting started. And hey, if you're enjoying this real-life chess match, don't forget to like and subscribe. Trust me, the ending is satisfying. The photos kept rolling in. A $9,000 a night resort in Tulum, a diamond tennis bracelet tagged at Cartier, a photo of my mother on a yacht with the caption, new beginnings, huh? They were living like heiresses, floating on a fantasy I let them believe. Meanwhile, I was 2 steps ahead. My private investigator, Dawn, was tracking their every move. Hotels, flights, card transactions. They used fake names, but they were sloppy. Emily couldn't resist tagging the location in her stories. Classic narcissist mistake. They moved from Mexico to Barcelona, then Paris, then Dubai. Each time they bought something with the money, they were unknowingly digging a deeper hole. Because I'd already tipped off the authorities in 3 countries. Not to report the theft, no, I wasn't the victim. They were the criminals, passing off counterfeit money. I sent an anonymous tip to Interpol's fraud division. Just a whisper. A mother-daughter duo laundering fake US bills across Europe and the Middle East, moving through luxury resorts. No names, just details. The wheels turned faster than I expected. Within 2 days, local law enforcement in Spain had flagged a shopping mall surveillance video. They handed it to Interpol. The bills were traced. Alarms went off. But my mom and sister, still clueless. They thought they were invincible, that they'd pulled off the greatest heist in family history. But every hotel they entered, every store they flaunted in, was a trap I had quietly baited. I was collecting receipts and setting the stage. By week 3, they landed in Dubai. Probably thought the wealth there would make them feel right at home. Emily was already talking to a crypto investor she met online. Little did she know, he worked for me. I'd found him on an elite networking site, offered him $25K just to befriend her and invite them to a fake VIP investors-only yacht party off the Dubai marina. Everything was planned down to the champagne brand on board. The boat had cameras, mics. I watched in real time as Emily bragged to this man about how she secured a fortune by knowing how to manipulate weak men. My mother just nodded, sipping from her flute, looking smug. They were so proud of what they'd done, and that's exactly what I wanted. The next morning, the boat docked. Waiting at the marina, 2 Dubai police officers and 1 Interpol agent. They were detained instantly for questioning, not arrested yet, just suspicion of carrying fraudulent currency and misrepresenting assets. That was important. I didn't want them jailed, yet. I wanted them scared, shaken, realizing they were pawns. When they opened their luggage and found the rest of the cash they hadn't yet spent, the forensic team took one look and confirmed it. Worthless paper. You should have seen the panic on my mom's face in the footage. But here's the real kicker. I still wasn't done. The betrayal runs deeper than you think. You've seen the setup. In part 3, you'll see the trap close. Want to know what I put inside the new safe she thought was her escape plan? Stick around. It's cold-blooded. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss it. They were detained in Dubai with nothing but fake money, confused and furious. But while the authorities were questioning them, my true plan was still unfolding. My mother thought she had outsmarted me, until she opened the new safe in her rented penthouse and saw what I left behind. If this story has you hooked, hit that like and subscribe, because the next move, that's where it really starts to hurt. When the police released them, pending investigation, not a formal arrest, they ran straight back to the luxury penthouse my mother had rented under a fake name. I knew she'd panic. She thought they were caught because they got sloppy. She didn't realize they were being followed every step of the way. Now here's the thing. Before they even moved into that penthouse, I paid the building's manager $15,000 under the table to let me swap the wall safe with a near-identical replica. I had it custom built, exact size, same keypad interface. Only difference? What was inside. Because inside that safe wasn't cash, not even fake money. It was a single folder, leather-bound, black, sitting neatly in the center. And when she opened it, that's when the real pain began. Inside that folder was every betrayal she'd ever committed, copies of text messages between her and Emily, mocking me, planning the theft, photos of them posing with the fake money I had planted, voice memos of Emily saying, "He's too soft, he'll never fight back. He's pathetic." And finally, one more thing, a legal document. It was a revocation of power of attorney, along with a will she didn't know I had updated. The will stated, in legal terms, Sandra Cole and Emily Cole are permanently disinherited from any and all estates, trusts, or assets belonging to Jason Cole. In the event of fraud or betrayal, they shall receive nothing. Signed, notarized, filed, digitally time-stamped. The last page? A photo of me smiling on the beach. The caption read, "Checkmate." The walls closed in fast after that. Every account they tried to access, frozen, I had informed the banks, flagged the transactions, and presented proof of identity theft. Customs flagged their passports, travel became harder, phones tapped, IPs tracked. Every time they tried to make a move, someone was watching. And I didn't lift a finger. I let the systems do it for me. They finally returned to the US, tail between their legs, expecting to explain things. But they walked into an even bigger trap. A civil lawsuit, filed by me, citing damages, attempted fraud, and theft of property. But here's the twist. I didn't want the money back. I wanted the story public. That's when the media got involved. It started as a leaked court document, then a Reddit post, then a Twitter thread with 40,000 likes. Headlines popped up. Tech millionaire outsmarts family in $10 million fake heist. Mother and daughter try to steal fortune, end up with paper. My mother opened the safe, expecting millions. She found a folder exposing everything instead. The fake money traced, the accounts frozen, the story public. But the real damage hadn't even started yet. If you've ever wanted to see someone learn, the hard way, that betrayal comes with a cost, this next chapter will give you closure. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss a drop of sweet revenge. After the story broke online, everything spiraled. The luxury friends, gone. The influencer deals Emily had been faking, canceled. She was booted from every event list. Overnight, she became a cautionary tale. The girl who tried to scam her own brother and failed spectacularly. People started showing up at their jobs because, yes, they had to get real ones again. A receptionist gig for my mom, a desperate barista job for Emily in some downtown cafe where no one tipped anymore. And the looks? People whispered, some laughed, some just stared, but no one respected them again. I didn't need to shout from the rooftops. I let the truth echo instead. They tried to sue me. They actually had the nerve to file a counterclaim for emotional distress. My lawyer didn't even blink. He dropped the receipts. Every recorded message, every text, every instance of their own malice. The judge dismissed their case within 10 minutes. They were warned not to contact me again. Court ordered. Emily tried one more time. An email, subject line, "You win, but I miss you." The body was empty, just an attachment, a blurry photo of us as kids, sitting on a swing set, smiling like we didn't know who we'd become. I didn't reply. Some ghosts are better left unseen. My mom didn't take it well. For all her coldness, I think she expected forgiveness. Deep down, she still saw herself as the parent, the protector. She couldn't grasp that her son had outsmarted her, exposed her, erased her from his life so cleanly that she might as well have never existed. One night, I got a call from a restricted number. I didn't answer. Then a voicemail. "You were always smarter than me, Jason. I just wanted to feel powerful for once." No tears, no apology. Just a tired woman who realized she'd gambled her legacy and lost. I saved that message. I listen to it sometimes, not out of anger, but to remind myself that people reveal their true selves only when they think they've won. So what happened to the fake $10 million? Most of it was confiscated. Some was incinerated by Interpol. A few stacks were returned to me in a sealed evidence bag. I keep them locked in my safe now. Not as trophies, but as a lesson. Never trust people who only love you when you're useful. I moved out of the city, bought a house in a quiet coastal town. I volunteer now, mentor young coders. I live peacefully, honestly, and revenge isn't always loud. Sometimes it ends in silence, in the space where someone once stood in your life, and no longer does. Years passed, I moved on, but one day I saw her again. If you've been with me through this journey, thank you. Stick around, because closure doesn't always come with a bang. Sometimes it walks quietly into a bookstore on a rainy Tuesday afternoon. 5 years later, I hadn't spoken their names out loud in a long time. The world had moved on. The scandal was old news. My business had grown again, quietly this time, without headlines or hashtags. I lived a small life, peaceful, predictable. Morning coffee at the same corner cafe, weekly chess with the retired math teacher who never let me win. And then one day, I walked into a bookstore and saw her, my mother. She was older now, thinner, no makeup. Her hair was gray and pulled into a lazy bun. She looked normal, just another tired woman thumbing through the discount section. She didn't see me. I froze. For a moment, the world narrowed. So many thoughts surged in. Should I confront her? Should I say something? But I didn't. I watched her. For 10 seconds, maybe 15, she picked up a copy of a poetry book, flipped through it absently, then placed it back, and walked away. There was no big moment, no apology, no breakdown. She didn't collapse at my feet and beg. She just walked out of the store, alone. And in that second, I realized I had already won. Not just the revenge, not just the game, but my freedom. Because here's the truth they don't tell you. Revenge isn't about making them suffer. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about remembering that you get to decide how the story ends. Not them. They took what they thought was everything, but they never took me. They didn't take my peace, my future, my voice. And now, they don't even take up space in my mind. Except when I tell this story. Not for pity, not for applause, but because maybe, just maybe, you needed to hear it. Maybe someone listening has trusted the wrong person. Maybe you've been betrayed by blood, by family, by the very people who were supposed to protect you. And maybe you've thought about revenge. Here's what I'll tell you. Take your time, be strategic, let the fire in your chest become focus, not chaos. Don't just destroy, rebuild, not for them, for you. Because sometimes the sweetest revenge is simply living well and letting them fade into the past where they belong. This was Sweet Revenge. Thank you for being here. If this story moved you, hit like and subscribe, because we're telling more true tales where the bad guys never see it coming, and the quiet ones win in the end. Comment below. What would you have done if your own family stole $10 million from you? And remember, not all revenge is rage. Some of it is peacefully earned silence.